Hello everyone. Today's video will be on David Austin roses, and a couple of days back I have put a poll what topic viewers want to watch. First was David Austin roses and second was complete care of roses. So that both video will come. Then first is this one, David Austin roses, and the rose you can see on the screen is Moonstre Wood, and it is a very beautiful old-fashioned rose, and it was first launched in UK in 2007, and it has very strong old rose fragrance, and one of the my favorite you can say. And that bloom size is about 3.5 to 4 inches, and it can grow up to 3 to 4 feet high. But I have seen in many of the Japanese rosarian that it can grow as a short climber. So I have put it this year as a climber rose because that rose is very tall, and it is already 6 to 7 feet high. So let us see how it will perform. But this is very beautiful rose you would like to have in your garden, and I have purchased this rose from Pushpanjali Pranbir, and it is also available time to time at Mainam Garden site. So from these two sites you can purchase this rose, and the bloom is bit different when it is in warm weather. So it blooms is through spring to autumn season till late winter, and this one you can see in hot weather bloom. That very different bloom form, but it is beautiful and as fragrant as always. Very nice old rose fragrance. The second rose is Glamis Castle. It is grown as a short climber, and it is a very beautiful pristine white color rose from David Austin. It was bred in 1992, and it was launched as Glamis Castle. So it has a moderate fragrance, and although it is about 2.5 inch diameter, but I have seen this rose is growing a lot bigger in my garden. So it is about 3 to 3.5 inches in my garden, and look at it is blooming at about 7 feet height, and very beautiful white rose. Look at it, how big it is. And the stem of rose has very high number of prickles or thorn. And Moonstre would also have similar kind of thorns. So it is very thorny, and be careful while handling this rose. Look at how beautiful it is. And the next rose is the Ingenius Mr. Fairchild, and it was launched in 2005, and it is known as very strong fruity lemon and old rose fragrance, and average diameter is 3 to 3.5 inches, and it is very vigorous. It can grow in excess of 5 feet height, and that flower shape is like a peony flower, and it is nodding and very lanky, or you can say nodding rose. At times that bloom is looking exactly like a peony shape. Very beautiful and strong fragrant rose. And this rose I have purchased from KSG Bangalore, and earlier that Glamis castle that was sourced from Pushpanjali Ranbir. Look at now, it is almost like a peony flower shape. Very beautiful, and growth is very vigorous. Look at another view, very beautiful. This rose is the WAN Old Hall, and it is launched in 2011, and that color is buttery yellow, and fragrance is very strong magnolia and myrrh fragrance, and bloom size is about 3 to 3.5 inches, and it can grow as a short climber. It can grow up to 12 feet, and the fragrance is very pleasant and very unique, I can say. Unique in a sense that normally that fragrance is like damask or old rose, but this fragrance is very unique. You will find it very pleasant and very vigorous growing rose, and it is popular as a short climber. So if you want to attract it to pergolas or wall, then you can have this rose. This rose I have purchased from Pushpanjali Ranbir, and I think it is a DA35 in current lineup. And this one is Princess Alexandra of Kent. It is launched in 2007, and it is having a very high petal count rose, about 130, and average diameter it can grow in excess of 4 inches, and fragrance is very much like a tea fragrance and a bit hint of citrus fragrance. So if you like tea fragrance, then this is the rose you should have in your garden. And this rose was sourced from Mainam garden, and of late I have learned that it is also available in Pushpanjali Ashok. And if you want to have this rose, you can contact them. And look at the bloom form. Although it is a very small plant, but bloom form is very beautiful and tightly packed bloom. Complete rosette shape, you can say. Very beautiful. And this one, another view. Look at it, is deep cup shape bloom, very beautiful. And this is the Winchester Cathedral Rose. It was launched in 1988, and it is a sport of Mary Rose. As you know, Mary Rose is a pink color David Austin rose. So many times you can see that pink streak in this rose. It shows that it is a sport of Mary Rose. Very beautiful. That Winchester Cathedral was purchased from KSG Bangalore, and this one is the spirit of freedom, and this was purchased from Pushpanjali Pranveer, and it is a most petaled rose of David Austin. It has about 200 petal count and very tightly packed and moderate myrrh fragrance. So it is very beautiful in shape, and in cold weather that balling may be an issue, but in our weather it is fully opened normally, and I have not seen balling effect in my garden here in zone 10B. So it is a very vigorous growing rose and heat tolerant, and it can be grown as a short climber also. It is a big shrub rose, you can say. Another view of the rose, very beautiful. And this is another yellow rose from David Austin, and it is a relatively new in David Austin lineup, and it is launched in 2017 only, and it has a lemon yellow color, and outer edges are about white, you can say, and it is not very strong, but citrus fragrance is there, and bloom size is not big, but it is very beautiful, and bloom size is about 2 to 2.5 inches, and I can say this is a true shrub roses of David Austin, and very vigorous, always in bloom, non-stop, I can say, in our hot weather. Very beautiful lemon yellow. You can see how many buds and flower in this small plant. And here another view. Very beautiful yellow rose. And this one is my favorite, you can say, and it is also known as one of the most fragrant rose in the world, and fragrance rating is very high of this rose. This is Jude the Obscure, and I have purchased this from Pushpanjali Pranveer, and I have seen this rose in Mainam Garden also, and KSG Bangalore. So you can purchase from any of them, and it is a very vigorous growing rose, and you can grow it as a shrub or as a climber, and it is a climber rose basically. So growth habit is very vigorous. It has very thorny stems, So be careful while handling this rose. And this rose has quite similar in appearance to our this paneer rose or Newman rose, but this one is a bit different. So it has very fragrant old rose fragrance, and that fragrance is all day, means normally most of the roses are fragrant in morning time, but it is fragrance throughout the day, and it was cultivated for its scent in many countries. So it is very fragrant rose. If you want fragrant rose, this is the rose you should have it. And this one is Sarifa Asma, another David Austin rose, and I have purchased this one from Pushpanjali Pranbir, and it is very beautiful rose. You can see very clean foliage, and that shape is a bit dense in cold weather. Here you can see how beautiful it is, very fragrant. And the growth in my garden is not very vigorous, but it is okay to have this rose in our garden. So this is Sarifa Asma. If you like the rose, kindly have it in your garden. And this is Christopher Marlo, and it is an orange color rose, and it is launched in 2002, and it is a very bushy and long lasting rose, you can say, and it has moderate fragrance and very beautiful orange color rose, and it is a true shrub rose, you can say, very vigorous, and branching is more as compared to other rose. And this rose is English heritage, and it is also known as heritage or Roberta rose, and it is very old in David Austin lineup, and it was bred before 1982, and this rose is very strong lemon and citrus fragrance, and average diameter is about 3 to 3.5 inches, and height is 4 to 5 feet, you can say. That bloom is very beautiful, elegant, and color you can see. In hot weather it is a bit apricot side. In very hot weather that color fades out very easily, and blooms last for few days. Only 2 days, you can say. Not few days, 2 days, and it is very fragrant, and one of my favorite fragrant rose, and its stem has almost no thorn, so you can handle it very easily, and it is a hardy and vigorous rose, and this one I have purchased from Pushpanjali Pranbir, and and I have not seen this rose in other nurseries as per my knowledge, and it blooms in small cluster and very beautiful fragrant rose. And this rose is a Falstaff from David Austin, and it is launched in 1999, and it has very strong old rose fragrance, and color is dark red too. You can see it is a bit purple side, and growth is very vigorous, and it blooms on very long arching canes. So you have to manage it, but color of this rose is very beautiful, and densely packed petals. And it is a very fragrant one, blooms in a small cluster. Very beautiful, but arching cane is an issue if you have a small space. So you have to tide it or train it. And this is Albran Rambler, and it is a climber rose, and it was launched in 2013, and this rose is very beautiful, but it is not as fragrant as other David Austin roses, and it has very mild musk fragrance, or almost nil fragrance, you can say. And it is a short climber, and blooms are very beautiful, elegant, and root growth is very fast, so you have to repot this rose very frequently if it is potted in a container. Otherwise it will be root bound, and plant may suffocate and die in summer weather. Summers here are very hot, about 45 degrees. So before summer you have to repot it, this rose, so that root bound should not happen there. Very beautiful. This one is Mary Delan, and earlier it was known as Mortimer Shackler, and it is a short climber rose, and it is a moderate fragrant rose in my garden. That Albran, and this one purchased from Pushpanjali Pranveer, and this is a Pilgrim Rose. It is very beautiful yellow color rose from David Austin. It was launched in, I think, 1991, and it is a short climber, and my initial assessment is that it is the Pilgrim Rose, or at the most it is a Saint Alban. So let us watch what it turns out to be, but both are almost similar yellow color rose, and leaf pattern is matching with the Pilgrim Rose. So So these are initial blooms. So I have to wait and watch for this rose, and it is from Pushpanjali Pranveer. And this one is Lady of Salot, and it is a very popular rose among rosarian in all over the world, and it is grown as a shrub rose or as a short climber rose. And reverse side of the petals are butter yellow, and it has very strong apple, clove and tea fragrance as per David Austin side. And this rose I have purchased from Mineham Garden, and I have not seen this rose availability in any other nursery so far. And but our viewers can comment if it is available, then kindly share with other user here. So it is a very limited available rose and not available all the time. So it is a relatively new rose, and I can say this is also a one root rose, and it is not a grafted one. And growth seems alright in my garden so far. And this one is Demona. It is from Pushpanjali Pranveer, and it has moderate fragrance, and growth of this rose is not as vigorous as other David Austin roses, but it is a fragrant one and beautiful one. You can see here it is like a true Desdemona like shape. Very beautiful. And this one is Jude the Obscure, and it is a very beautiful yellow color David Austin rose. And this one I have purchased from Pushpanjali Pranveer, and it was launched in 1995, and it is known as a strong fragrant rose. Very beautiful. It is at times like a WAN Old Hall. And this one is Abraham Darby. It is also one of my favorite fragrant rose. Look at the bloom form, fully quartered and cup-shaped bloom, and reverse is butter and cream yellow. So very beautiful and vigorous in growth in my garden. Look at the color. In this cold weather, that color is very rich and orange side. In hot weather, it turns out to be more like a apricot color. And growth is very vigorous in this one, and you can grow it as a big shrub or as a climber rose. And I have put it as a shrub rose in my garden. And look at how the bloom in intensity was. His blooming performance is very outstanding. And fragrance is very strong, fruity fragrance. You would like this one. And this rose I have purchased from Immanuel Garden. And it was also available in KSG Bangalore, and I am not sure about other nursery. So the two nursery, some of the viewers have already confirmed that it was also available in KSG Bangalore. This is another white rose from David Austin. It is tranquility and very elegant, pristine white, you can say. Very beautiful, and fragrance is moderate citrus, not very strong, I can say, but it like our hot weather seems. And this is Constance, and it is I think a florist rose, very beautiful. And at times it look like a very orange shade. So it is a very beautiful Constance rose, and it is fragrant too. But leaf pattern is very thin and not glossy, I can say. This is a Darcy Bassel, and it is almost look like a smaller Moonstre Wood rose, and it is very fragrant. It has very strong, sweet, fragrant rose. Growth is not vigorous in my garden. This one is launched in 2005, and it is known as very strong fruity fragrance, and average diameter is about 4 inches. So blooms are looking great, but it flowers not that much in my garden. And, this is a crocus rose, and it is also known as Immanuel Rose. So Immanuel is same rose from David Austin, and it is a light yellow rose, and that fragrance is not very strong, but a mild tea fragrance. And some of the video I have seen, it is looking absolutely beautiful. So it is a smaller plant, So we have to watch and see. This rose was purchased from Garden, and not seen. It is available in other nurseries. And this is Crown Princess Margarita. This is Climber Rose, and I purchased this from Pushpanjali Pranbir, but it is also available from Garden. So it is a Climber Rose. It blooms only when that plant grow up to a certain height or size. So initial phase, this rose is in growth phase. So it is a beautiful yellow color rose from David Austin. And this is Strawberry Hill, and this is a Climber Rose from David Austin, and it is a true climber to be trained on obelisks or pergolas or trellis, and canes are very flexible and thin. It can be wrapped around any of the structure very easily, and thorns pattern are not also very dense. So it is a apricot color rose, very beautiful, and it blooms a lot. I say this is about a year old rose, and it had bloom very vigorously during the spring season. And I have potted 2 more of this one, and I am training on a pergola. So let us see how it fares. So that's all, friend. Thank you. And I have a few more roses which are not bloom yet, but I will show you as they bloom in my channel.